We start with the very sad news, the death of Lambourn trainer John Hills yesterday. Very sad indeed. No one had a word to say against him at a far too young age of 53. And he was a really popular person and a very good trainer, part of the Hills family, racing steeped in history of racing. His brother Charlie trains, Michael and Richard Roden, of course, the son of Barry Hills, who was one of the finest trainers of his generation. Well, let's look back at John Hills. He had so many winners. Probably the one that meant an awful lot to him was winning the Hong Kong Mile, his most valuable win with Docksider.
Danzig Hill on the fence, Field of Hope coming on and Housemasters winding up. Wrestlers still got the job to do. Midnight Bet further back, 150 metres to go. Patier's away on Docksider and Docksider stretches away. Field of Hope goes to second. Out wide, Wrestlers rattling late, but Docksider for Patier wins it by a length and a half.
Pulled out Wingtons are 3 cheers. Dominant Duchess is staying on strongly. The yellow colours from the back of the field. Spirit of Love and Catan head for head. 3 cheers coming to join the party. And from last to first, Dominant Duchess right down the outside. Dominant Duchess, yellow colours, comes to take the Queen Alexandra and complete a double for Richard Quinn. Dominant Duchess took a while to warm to her task, but wins the finale.
Boomerang Bob looking for a way through, but denied a run there. Serious Prospect is close up, and then Palace Moon as they head for the line. And Mint certainly hasn't put this to bed. Challenge now on both sides by Victrix Ladorum and Boomerang Bob as they head to the closing stages. Mint's Victrix Ladorum, Boomerang Bob on the near side. Boomerang Bob got there.
Yes, some happy memories of a terrific trainer. Very sad indeed, far too young to go, 53 years old, and a person who was a neighbour and I'm sure a good friend of John Hills. He had so many friends. Johnny Portman, fellow trainer, joins us on the line. Good morning, Johnny. A sad morning.
Morning, Bob. Yeah, it was a great shock. I mean, I've just caught the end of that race. Just hearing the word Boomerang Bob puts a lump in your throat. I mean, everyone in Lambourn and racing itself is just in shock of just how quickly all this has happened.
I know, it's a horrible disease, cancer, and a pancreatic cancer. It just crept up on him in the spring, and he was, you know, he's now no longer with us, which is so sad. So many happy memories. He was a terrific family man, and even outside racing, he always seemed as if he had an awful lot to talk about. I mean, he had many interests apart from racing, coming from a family steeped in racing.
Absolutely. I mean, he was a very cerebral man. You know, he was writing a book, and you know, he would always talk about anything other than racing. He was very good on his blogs and his, you know, and he liked reading. I mean, I must confess, there are worthier people than me to talk about him, because I've only been in Lambourn quite a short time, so I was only really just getting to know him. But goodness, he didn't half make up for it, and made us, me and Sophie, feel very welcome in Lambourn. You know, we shared an owner, so we saw each other quite a lot socially, and Charlie Hills, his brother, Sophie and I are great friends with, so we saw a lot of him there. And the New Year's Eve last year, or the year before, we were having a hell of a bash there, and dancing gangman style and all sorts of things, and he just knew how to enjoy himself, and it's very difficult in this profession to really be able to do that. There's a lot of pressure training horses, and John was old school. You know, he knew a good bottle of claret when he saw one, and he knew exactly what to do with it. He loved life, and my goodness, age 53, I think he packed more into his life than many other 53-year-olds in terms of achievement and enjoying life.
Yes, because as a trainer, I mean, he achieved an awful lot. He had a Group 1 winner with Wind in Her Hair, winning out in Germany. Plenty of horses. I mean, the horse like Boomerang Bob, who in fact runs at Windsor tonight in a race that he won last year. One I remember, probably you were too young to remember, Gilderdale, who won loads of races for him. Really good handicappers. I mean, I remember seeing him at Brighton. He was always, I knew him by sort of waving a microphone in front of his mouth, but he never ever turned one down, and he always greeted one with a smile, which was probably the man you know as well.
Absolutely, exactly that. And you know, he as you so rightly said, he did have a lot of friends, and you know, he just he just enjoyed himself.
Well, that's what it's all about. I'm sure being a trainer is a quite a stressful life, especially when it's it's in the blood as well, because you have the ups must be fantastic, but the downs you've got to grit your teeth and get on with it.
You do, and and that's the hardest thing in training is being able to remain positive and stay in control when everything around you seems to be collapsing. You've got disappointed owners and sick or lame horses. You want to be able to keep a smile on your face. And John had it tough. But, the glory days of his Group 1 winners are a distant memory. So he was having it tough, but he still put a brave face on it. And then this came and knocked him on the head as well. I mean, the poor chap, he had no idea he had this until it was too late. And I think probably age 50, everyone out there should take cancer seriously and just, no matter how well they're feeling, probably go and get checked out by a doctor and have an MOT, as they say. Maybe, but none of us do. None of us want to.
I know. We always fear the bad news. Johnny, thank you very much for sharing those memories. He'll be sorely missed. I'm sure there are many other appreciations which will be pouring through today anyway. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Bob.